Hello everyone. Second PUC accountancy. This is subject code 30. The first unit, that is accounting for non-profit organizations. Dear students, as you all know, every human has his own activity. Activity means, in Kannada we can say activity chaturvatike. This term activity has two types. One is business activity, another one is social activity. Social, or we can say service activity. We being the common students, we have studied that the main intention of the business is to earn the profit. Here, the main intention of the social activity is to provide useful services to its members or to society at large. Okay. Under this business activity, the first intention is to profit. Here we need to prepare the books of accounts. First one, after fulfilling the initial books of account, I will directly go to trial balance. Here, with the help of this trial balance, you can get arithmetic accuracy of ledger balances. With the help of this trial balance, the students will prepare trading account. The next one is profit and loss account. I'll tell you. The main intention of the trading account is to ascertain gross profit or gross loss from the sole business concern. Now, with the help of this profit and loss account, we will get the net profit or loss. Here, gross profit or gross loss. Then afterwards, the final statement, that is balance sheet. Next, whereas in social activity, the main intention is to provide services. Here, under this service activity, here also we do prepare some books of accounts. So, namely, basically first one is receipts. Before that, trial balance. After completion of journal, ledger, and essential books of accounts, we prepare. The first one is trial balance. Then afterwards, we do not prepare trading account here. Why? Because it is not trading concern. Here our chapter is non-profit organization. So another name we can say non-trading concern also. Non-trading concern. That is the reason we do not prepare trading account here. So after preparing this trial balance, we will get the arithmetic accuracy of the service activities with regards to financial activities. So then afterwards, we will prepare this one is receipts and payments account. The next one, that is income and expenditure account. Expenditures account. Similarly, that is last one, balance sheet. Okay, dear students, by observing this initial picture, so let me introduce what exactly the meaning of non-profit organization, accounting for non-profit organizations. We have seen several organizations. So their main intention is to the profit. So now we are discussing about these are the organizations, their intention is not to earn the profit. Then what exactly meaning of non-profit organizations? These are the organizations which are established to provide useful services to its members or to the society without any intention of profit. Okay, after getting the brief information regarding the meaning of a non-profit organization, dear students, we will come to know their main intention is to provide useful services to their members or to the society without any intention of profit. Then what are the non-profit organizations? Here sometimes we need to give the examples of non-profit organizations. So non-profit organizations, examples for non-profit organizations, the first one is here examples for non-profit organizations. The first one is educational institutions. Then second one is charitable hospitals. Third one is sports clubs. Fourth one is public libraries, etc. Okay, here these organizations came into an existence for the sake of providing useful services to their members or to the society at large. Okay, so as you all know, as an accountant of organizations, we need to work with the help of different organizations. So here we need to assume we are also an organizers. As for the principles of we are an accountant, now let me discuss the books of accounts which are maintained under these non-profit organizations. Firstly, receipts and payments account. So please, the books of accounts are prepared under these non-profit organizations. The first one is receipts and payment. The first one is receipts and payments accounts. Under this account, so here we can see several receipts as well as several payments throughout the year of non-profit organizations. Before that, what are the actual receipts and payments? So receipts means what we receive as a subscription, as a donations from our members or from other donors from the outsiders. So payments for the sake of regular expenses, for the sake of purchasing the fixed assets, whatever it may be. So here the receipts are classified into two types. One is revenue or regular receipts. Second one is capital receipts. Dear students, what exactly the meaning of revenue receipts? If you receive whatever the receipts, regular means periodical. Periodical means daily, weekly, fortnightly, monthly, or quarterly, half yearly, annually, whatever it may be. If you receive the receipts regularly, it is treated as revenue receipts. Regularly receipts, that is regular receipts. Like examples for revenue receipts: subscription, Subscription in Kannada we can say subscription chanda hana antina, right? Subscriptions. The next one, capital receipts, whatever the receipts so we receive only once in a lifetime, that is to be treated as capital receipts. What are the capital receipts? Here one is life membership fees, legacies, donations, etc. Here I need to say some more examples for revenue receipts. Revenue receipts, one is subscriptions, another one is what you call entrance fees. Entrance fees, if it is a small amount, entrance fees is to be treated as a revenue receipts. Sale of old newspapers, etc. I will discuss later on regarding the revenue receipts. So here I need to say the first account, that is receipts and payments account, it contains revenue receipts as well as capital receipts. Similarly, then second one is the payments. For the payments we can say in non-profit organizations that those are expenditures. In regular form we can say expenses. Here in the non-profit organization the special term, that is expenditures. Here also we can classify the payments as, the first one is revenue expenditures. Second one is capital expenditures. Dear students, I'll dictate what exactly the meaning of revenue expenditures, then what exactly the meaning of capital expenditure. Briefly, I'll tell you, revenue expenses which are regular expenses. Regular expenses means, as I said earlier, revenue receipts, like revenue expenses, so which are paid for daily, weekly, fortnightly, monthly, quarterly, half yearly or annually. Overall we can say periodical expenses are the revenue expenditures. Examples, for example, salary, advertisement, these are the periodical expenditures or regular expenditures. So you can say insurance, postage, or you can say printing bills, etc. The next, what are the capital expenditures? Just opposite of revenue expenditures, which are not a revenue expenditure, we can say them as capital expenditures. Means, so one time what we spend the money, those are capital expenditures. Capital expenditures, examples for capital expenditures: purchasing of fixed assets, any fixed assets like purchasing of building, purchasing of land, purchasing of computers, purchasing of machineries, so on and so forth. So as I said, some examples for non-profit organizations under the educational institutions, we do purchase the land for the sake of construction of our college premises. So then next, capital expenditures for educational institutions, books purchases for college libraries. So these are some examples for capital expenditures under educational institutions. Charitable hospital, under the charitable hospitals we do spend some capital expenses on purchasing of scanning machine, so on and so forth. The hospital physical equipments. And in sports club, we do purchase some sports equipments. In public library, we do purchase the public books, reading books for the public. So these are the capital expenditure. Whatever we do spend, one-time expenses, that is called capital expenditure. Here my intention is to clarify under receipts and payment account, it includes receipts, or it contains the receipts. Receipts means revenue. Revenue receipts. One more, capital receipts. The next one, this is receipts. This one, payments. Payments. This is also same. It contains revenue payments or regular expenditures. Payments, revenue expenditures. Payments, or you can say expenditures. Expenditures. Revenue, expenditures. The second one is capital expenditures. Okay, for the sake of your examination, examiner may ask the meaning of receipts and payment account. Dear students, how to answer for 2 marks the meaning of receipts and payment account? The question is like, okay, we ask, give the meaning of receipts and payment account. For the sake of 2 marks, we need to answer the meaning in brief for the sake of 2 marks. That is, let me start. Receipts and payment account is a real account. It is just like a cash book prepared in non-profit organization containing, it does that contains opening cash and bank balances, actual cash receipts, actual cash payments, and closing cash and bank balances. Here the main intention of receipts and payments account, preparation for its main intention is to ascertain the closing cash and bank balances. So after this, one more question will be for the sake of your annual examination, that is, state any 2 features of receipts and payments account. So for the sake of 2 marks question, features of receipts and payments account. So before answering, you need to maintain features of receipts and payment account. Okay, you need to maintain some formalities. So what are the features of receipts and payments account? One is, as I said, it is a real account. Second one is, so prepared in non-profit organization. It is just like cash book. Fourthly, you can write whatever it may be, I'll tell you. So it contains opening cash or bank balances, as well as it contains actual cash receipts, actual cash payments, closing cash and bank balances. Its main intention is to prepare or to know the closing cash and bank balances. Okay. The next one is income and expenditures. income and expenditures account. In the last year, so we said it as a profit and loss account. Why? Because we had studied the business organizations. Now it is non-profit organizations. So there the different that is income and expenditures account. Why? Because their intention is to provide services, not to earn the profit. It is just like profit and loss account. What exactly meaning of income and expenditure? I will tell you, dear students. Income and expenditure, by observing these two terms, incomes as well as expenditures, both these two terms come under the nominal accounts. Okay. Income and expenditure account, it is a nominal account prepared in non-profit organizations. It is just like a profit and loss account. It contains revenue, incomes and expenditures at the end of or throughout the financial year. So from this income and expenditure account, we do ascertain, I repeat, we do ascertain the surplus or deficit. Surplus or deficit. In business concern, for the surplus, we call it as a profit or deficit losses. For the sake of deficit, we call it as a loss. Now here we need to call surplus or deficit. Okay. So for one more question, they can ask, give two features of income and expenditures account. Right? Any two features of income and expenditures account. Dear students, as I said, it is a nominal account. It is a nominal account. It is prepared in non-trading concern. It is just like profit and loss account, but it is not a profit and loss account. It is an income and expenditure account. It's just like a profit and loss account. It contains, as I said, contains regular incomes or expenses. Okay, it's okay. The purpose of preparing this account is to ascertain surplus or deficit. Okay. Let us discuss some treatments of receipts. Treatments of receipts. So we can see several receipts here, students. One is subscription. So subscription, in front, as I said, it is Avinantivi Chandahana. So this is the receipt. This we do. Subscription, dear students, it is a regular income for our non-profit organizations. We do receive this income from our members or from the outsiders. So in the form of regular receipts. So it is to be treated for the sake of this subscription. If you receive some subscription, the journal entry will be cash account debtor to subscription account. As per the real account, cash comes in. So that is the reason here I have debited cash account debtor to subscription. Subscription, it is the income. As per the nominal account, here I have credited. Debit expenses or losses, credit incomes or gains. Here the subscription is an income. That is the reason I have credited. So cash is the things which comes under real account. As per the rule of real account, debit what comes in, here cash comes in. That is the real reason here I have debited, that is cash account debtor. Okay. So here with the help of the journal entry, where we have to post this journal. Okay. I'll show you here. I am removing this one examples for non-profit organizations. The first account, receipts and payments account. This is debit side. This one is credit side. For the debit side, we can say it as a receipts. In systematic form, I will tell you in detail later on. This one is the payment side. For the sake of examples, only I am writing here receipts and payment account. See here, cash account debtor. So receipts and payment account, it is nothing but cash account. Cash account debtor to subscription account. Dear students, subscription here it is credited to cash account. See here, cash account debtor to subscription account. One more account is to be prepared, that is income and expenditures. Account for the year ending. So in detail we will write in systematic form while solving problems. So this one is debit side, this one is credit side. As per the nominal account, debit expenses or expenditures. This one income side or credit side. See here, subscription received here, it is an income for us. Here we need to write it on credit side of the income and expenditure account related to the current year subscription only by subscription. Okay. Dear students, as I said, one more statement, that is third one, balance sheet. Studied that is final account of sole trading concern. After that, we have studied balance sheet. Balance sheet as on. Okay. As you all know, it contains two sides. One is liability side and another one is asset side. This one is the liability side. Liabilities. This one is assets. Okay, rupees. Then the second receipts or see, that is entrance fees. Entrance fees or admission fees. Admission fees. Dear students, as I said already, we are while solving the or while maintaining the books of accounts of a non-profit organization. So we are just an accountant of these organizations. We are representative persons of these organizations. That is the reason we need to work with the concern of non-profit organizations. Here it does mean that we are the organizations. Entrance fees received, admissions fees received. So dear students, in the problem, entrance fees and admissions fees, we need to classify like small amount. One more is big amount. Big amount. The big question, sir, how to classify the amount in which is small one, which one is big amount, small amount and a big amount. So we need to concentrate all the figures. By observing all the amounts or all the figures, we can come to know with the, this one is a small amount and this one is a big amount. If it is look like a small amount by comparing all the figures, so this is revenue receipt. Like we need to entry like write cash account debtor to this one. Entrance fees or admissions fees. Entrance fees or admission fees. So cash comes in as per the real account, cash account debtor. Entrance fees is an income as per the nominal account. Here I have credited. So big question, that is which one is small amount, which one is big amount. By comparing all the amounts or all the figures, we can analyze it is the small amount and this one is the big amount. Okay, the entry will be cash account debtor to entrance fees account. Firstly, it comes into, see here, cash account debtor, cash or receipts and payment account debtor to entrance fees account or admission fees account. Admission fees account. Okay. The next step, we need to post it as if it is a small amount. If it is a small amount, we need to treat it as an income. So when we treat it as an income, we need to post it on credit side of income and expenditure account by entrance fees or admission fees. If you have treated as a big amount, you need to write it on the liability side. Liability side under the head capital fund, that is entrance fees or admission fees. If it is big amount, so it is to be treated as a capital receipt. Okay. Then the next one, third one is donations. Okay. This is also the receipt. The entry for donation receipt is cash account debtor to donations account. Here the term donation is also treated as sometimes a revenue receipt, sometimes a capital receipt, whatever it may be. So donation is classified. Before that, donation is classified. First one is specific donation. First one, general donation. Second one is specific donation. If it is general donation, so by observing this entry, first posting is on debit side of receipts and payment account. See here, receipts and payment account data to donations account. Donations account. The next entry. So if it is general donations, okay, before that, sorry, donation receipt. So we have already written on the receipt side of the receipts and payment account. Now the next account, that is income and expenditure account. In examination, the examiner asks like this: donation is to be treated as under the head adjustments. Donations is to be treated as a capitalized, or donation is to be treated as a certain portion is to be treated as a capital receipt. Say for example, donation amount is 10,000, out of which 6,000 is to be treated as capital. The rest of the amount, that is 4,000, is the revenue. Here 4,000 is the revenue, means we need to write on the credit side of income and expenditure account by donation. Donation 4,000. The capitalized amount 6,000 is to be written on the liability side under the head capital fund. As I said earlier, capital fund, this one is the opening capital. As you all know, capital is the liability, it is the owners or members or others contribution. Then the second one is, that is entrance fees, if it is big amount. Entrance fees. And the third one is, as I said, some portion of the donation, that is capitalized donation. Sometimes in examination, the examiner may ask like this, entire amount is to be treated as a capital receipt. Then at that time, we need to write it on the liability side of the balance sheet. Next one, just have completed general donation. Next one is specific donation. So if it is specific donation, so similarly after writing on the debit side of the donation, so we do not write on the income side of this one, income and expenditure account, that is specific donation. We need to write it on the liability side of the balance sheet separately, like this one, specific donation, like building donation or whatever it will be, a specific donation. We need to write it on the liability side of the balance sheet. Okay, then the next receipts. Next receipts, what we call, just a second. Next receipt, life membership fees. Life membership fees, it is the receipt, one-time receipt. So for the entry, cash account, debtor to life membership fees. It is one-time receipt, that is the reason it is a capital receipt. So that is the reason. Cash account debtor to life membership fees account, right? So we do not write life membership fees on the credit side of the income. That is why, because it is not an income. It is the one-time receipt, that is capital receipt. We need to write it on the liability side of the balance sheet under the head capital fund, life membership fees. So one more, that is legacies. Legacies are also like donations. Donations are received before his death. So legacies, we can get these legacies amount after the death of deceased person as per his will. Donation is also, legacies are also the receipts. So the entries for these legacies: cash account debtor to legacies account. So legacies, the entry will be on the receipt side of the receipts and payment account to legacies. As I said, it is one-time receipt. That is the reason we call it as a capital receipt. We should not write on the income side of income and expenditure account. It is not regular receipt. It is one-time receipt. That is the reason we need to write it on the liability side of the balance sheet under the head capital fund. That is legacies. We can see several receipts. We will discuss in the next class. Thank you very much.